Well, the Echo Hub, the long-anticipated device from Amazon, at least for us smart home people, is finally here. Now, this is something that we have been waiting for a long time, a dedicated smart home dashboard. I've been playing around with it all day today, and while it's cool, it does have some bugs and drawbacks, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at in today's video. So let's quickly take a look at this device and get it installed. Okay, so here is the Echo Hub. We have got a small sensor right up here on the top, no camera on this device, a nice giant white bezel like we are used to seeing with most of the Echo devices out there. 3 microphones here on the front, and then if we flip it over, we have another microphone here on the back. Now, we have got USB-C, which is pretty cool because this does support power over Ethernet. So if you do plug one of those adapters into here, you can power this over Ethernet, which is pretty cool. We've got cable management inside here. Buttons over here on the side. We've got a mute button, volume up and down, and then we've got some top firing speakers here on the front. All right, so now that we have seen what the actual hardware is on this 8-inch display, let's go ahead and get it installed on the wall. All right, now, even though I do have the stand for this device, I know that wall mounting it is going to be kind of the ideal situation for most people. So what I am going to do, since I don't want to really drill into my wall, since this is just a temporary area, I'm just going to put double-sided sticky on the back of my mount and kind of place it right here. So I think this height looks good, a little bit underneath my eyesight. That looks level enough, right? I mean, that's good enough. It's just a temporary thing. We'll stick it on there. And the good thing about this hub is that it's not very heavy. So we're going to stick it on the wall. And all I need to now do is line it up back here. And now it's on the wall. The cool thing about that, and the reason I put the double-sided sticky on the mount itself, is because now I can remove this and move it to a different location if I want to, because I do have that stand, but then the bracket is still stuck on here and it's nice and tight. But let's go ahead and stick it back on here. There we go. Cable coming down, looks nice and pretty. And why don't you guys come in a little bit closer and let's take a look at what the operating system of this device actually functions like. Okay, so now we have everything loaded up on the panel. If you are new to the Amazon ecosystem, everything that you're going to see on here was loaded within the Alexa app. So I did everything on there first, and that is populating what we're seeing on here today. So do keep that in mind. Over here on the side, we've got our home routines, and then we have all the different rooms that I have set up. If I want to go specifically to one room, I can tap on that room and it'll bring up all of the devices in that room. I can then slide over and individually control the different things. So say, for example, I want to turn this light on. I can tap on that light. It's going to turn it on. Now we have the option here of adjusting all of our lights. So we've got turn all lights off. I can do that even though I have the one on. But if I adjust the brightness on this right here, it's going to do all of my office lights. We can see the top office lights. So when I adjust this down, you're going to notice that my other lights are going to turn on too. I'm going to go ahead and let's put that back up to 100%. We're going to turn both of these lights off. And then I'm going to click on the 3 little dots right here, and that is going to bring us into the menu for that specific light. Now from here, I can turn it on and off. I can adjust the brightness. And if I scroll down a little bit, I can adjust the colors too. So we've got our shades of white right here. And then we've also got our color option. So from there, I can select a very limited amount of colors for this light. Unfortunately, no color wheel to select. Let's go ahead and back out of here and take a look at some of the other rooms in here. So let's go ahead and go back to our home screen. From here, because I initially set up this device to be in the living room, it's going to make the living room the primary one that is going to show up here. So this is the living room. I can adjust my thermostat right here. I can tap on it to load it up. And then from here, I can adjust it up or down or turn on the fan for that. Now, unfortunately, from the panel here, I cannot adjust whether it's heating or cooling. I can do that through a voice command, but I cannot do it directly from here. And that's something that I hope it changes. But from here, I can adjust the temperature on my Nest in the living room. It tells me what the current temperature is, which is 75, and then the heat is set to 66. Tapping out of there, we can see a bunch of other different options. We have got our cameras. We'll take a look at that in a second. We've got our weather set up right here. Favorites. Now, this is something that I set up through the app, so you can adjust your favorites. If you do use something a lot and you want to have that maybe towards the beginning, you can set up your favorites right there. And then we've got a bunch of different widgets. Now, if you want to adjust those widgets, you can either tap and hold on any of the widgets, which is going to bring up the ability to remove that widget. gallery or rearrange the widget, let's go ahead and click on the widget gallery. And this is going to bring up all of the different widgets. So we've got editorial, news, smart home, music and audio. We've got all of our categories. And then from here, we can add it. So if you look up here, there's a little plus sign that is going to allow us to add that widget. Or if it already has a plus sign, like this one right here, you can tap it to remove that widget. So we're going to back out of here. Now for me, here is something that needs a little work with the widget. So I'm going to go ahead and click on rearrange the widgets. It's going to have these 3 dashes in here. Over on the side, anything that can be moved around, and from here you can move them. So if I push and hold, I can move that over here. Now it's a little buggy. It's not very smooth. I'm going to click on cameras, and you can see it's kind of laggy. It doesn't move very well. Everything kind of flashes. But when we try to move some of the bigger stuff here, let's see. I want to move this one. I'm going to push and hold, and I'm just going to drag it over, and I let go, and it put it back to the end again. So we're going to tap on here, bring it over again, let go. Did that work this time? It's not there anymore. Okay, it put it over here. I wanted it between these two, but now it put it over here. So it's a little clunky to rearrange the widgets on here. I'm hoping this is something that improves with software updates down the road, but I did want to bring that up. We have also got configure. So if I click on configure, there's going to be certain widgets that we can configure. One is going to be our camera. So if I tap on the gear icon up here, it's going to allow us to see different cameras and then place them in different orders. So if I want my Spotlight Pro to be at the top, I can do that. We can also go down here and select which cameras we want it to show and which ones that we don't. I've got a lot of cameras here from all the testing that I have done. A lot of these aren't even plugged in right now, but let's say I want my Spotlight Pro to be the first one. I'm going to click done on here. And now when I scroll over, we see the Spotlight Pro is set up as the first one. Now, if you click on this 4 icon thing up here, it is going to show you the 4 most recent cameras. So the most recent cameras that saw activity, that is what is going to be loaded up if you just click on the standard Show Me Cameras button. Now you can also request to say, show me backyard cameras or show me front yard cameras or whatever you want to do, and it'll show those for you right there. If you want to go in and see more of your cameras, we can click on the actual camera button down below, and we can scroll through our different cameras right here. Now, if you want to get snapshots of these cameras, I'll show you an example of that. Let's scroll up here. So here we've got one for Ring. So we've got our Ring cameras, and from there, it's going to show us an actual snapshot of what it is. This is going to be for compatible cameras only, which as of right now is going to be Ring because Amazon owns the Ring brand, and that is a compatibility through there. You can then tap on that camera, give it a few seconds here, and that was pretty quick. It loaded up a full screen. We've got our microphone, and we can also jump into multi-view if we want to do that. But now we can see what's going on over at our front door. I got to say that is a nice, clean image. I'm actually pretty surprised at how well that looks. So some other things that we can do here is that we can go through our different categories down below. We've got lights, we've got switches. So for right here on lights, I'm going to click on that. And we see that I have got one light that is on right now, and the rest of these are all off. We've got the option right here of going all on or all off. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on this. It's going to turn all of my lights off. So what you see, we now have 17 lights off. And if I tap here, it is slowly going to start turning all of these lights on. Now, there is a delay when I tap this. If you notice, we're still waiting here. Okay, here we go. The lights are finally starting to turn on. So a little disappointed on the delay that is happening with all of these lights. I wish it was a little bit more responsive and quick, but unfortunately, that is not the case right now. I'm going to go ahead and tap on all lights off, and we'll get all of these lights turned off. Slowly going through, getting everything turned off. All right, so those are our lights right there. But if anything that you want to use on here, you're just going to tap on any of these categories down below to load those up. Now, the cool thing with this device is that it does have a picture mode. So when nobody's by it, you can actually set up personal pictures, or you can set up other categories like nature, art, whatever you want to select on there. The cool thing is that it'll rotate through these and it stays as a picture frame. As far as right now, there are no ads being placed on that, but who knows, that could change down the road like with all the other Amazon Echo stuff. But the cool thing is that as I walk up to this thing, when I get about 3 feet away, it's automatically going to sense me from the sensor up here, and it's going to jump right into where I last left off. So now I can hop on here, I can pick the room I want, pick the setting that I want to do, maybe turn lights on and off, and I can jump right into there, and that's pretty cool. When I walk away, after about a minute, it'll jump back into the picture frame mode, and I can enjoy looking at personal pictures instead of always looking at the dashboard. Okay, so this product just came out yesterday, and I know that there's got to be some bugs going on with it. So I want to do a deeper, more detailed dive on this thing in maybe about a month. Once some things have been cleaned up, that's typically what happens when a lot of these new products first come out. There's going to be problems with it when they first show up. For me, you saw a lot of those where I'm trying to move things around, or things are just accessing really slow. And also I want to see if this thing gets more sluggish down the road, because I've experienced that with a lot of my other Amazon products, mainly my Fire TV. That thing starts out super fast and snappy when I first get it, and then after some time, it just really slows down. That's what I'm worried about with this guy right here. It is a little jittery and slow right now, but as time goes on, is it going to get worse? That's something that we'll dive into in that other video. Now, overall as a dashboard though, it's pretty awesome. It's way better than any other Amazon Echo Show that we're seeing out there. Those things are terrible to use. I actually really never use them at all. I use voice commands, but to have something like this, I like it. I wish it was bigger though. I wish that this was maybe a 10-inch, or that maybe later down the road, we can bring software like this to the big Echo Show 15. I mean, that would be my ideal situation, but time will tell what will actually happen to it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will try to answer those when I deep dive into this product, talking about absolutely everything that you can do with this. Now, if you are new to the Amazon ecosystem and are just getting your smart home built out, maybe you want to know how to create some home automations, I recommend checking out this video right here. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.